Good morning, students. Let us start discussion of Botany Neet series paper 3. Question number 91. Extranuclear DNA is found in. The answer for this question is chloroplast will be chloroplast and mitochondria. So first you all need to know what is extranuclear DNA, the DNA outside the nucleus. So we know that in which in chloroplast and mitochondria, these are the organelles that have their own DNA. That is why they are called as semi-autonomous organelle. Now option A is incorrect because of lysosomes. Lysosomes does not contain its own DNA. Then option C is incorrect again because of lysosome. Option D is incorrect. Both Golgi and ER, they don't have their own DNA. Question number 92. The ability of proteins to move within the cell membrane is measured with which of the following features of the cell membrane? So the answer would be fluidity. We know that plasma membrane is considered as quasi-fluid in nature. Why? Because of the flip-flop movements of lipids that allows the protein to move laterally along the plasma membrane. Question number 93. How many of the following contents are present in the cell wall of algae? So we know that the composition of cell wall of algae includes cellulose, galactans, mannans and minerals like calcium carbonate. So the answer would be 4. Lignin is not present in the cell wall of algae and submarine is also absent. Question number 94. Which of the following organelle is not matched properly to its function? First, option A, Golgi apparatus packaging material, correct. Alloplast protein storage, this is also correct. Lysosomes photorespiration, this is incorrect match. Lysosomes intracellular digestion, the function is intracellular digestion and autolysis. Photorespiration, that is done in chloroplast, mitochondria and peroxisome. Mitochondria respiration, this is also correct. Question number 95. Which of the following cellular organelles is correctly described? Option A, thylakoids. It is present inside the chloroplast. So it is flattened membranous sac forming the grana of chloroplast. This is correctly described. Why B, C and D options are incorrect? B option, centriole, site for active RNA synthesis. Centriole helps in the cell division. Ribosomes, option C, those present within the chloroplast, they are of 70S type, not 80S type, and those in the cytoplasm, they are of 80S type, not 70S type. Option D, lysosome optimally active at pH of about 8.5. No, lysosomes contains acid hydrolysis enzymes, and they are active at acidic pH like 5 or 4.5 to 5. Question number 96. Identify the correct statements with respect to given diagram. Now first of all, you need to identify this diagram. It is a transverse section of cilia and flagella. So with respect to this diagram, which statement is correct? Option A, the microtubular arrangement is of 9 plus 0 type. No, it is 9 plus 2 type. So this is wrong. Central part is called the hub. No, this is for centriole, not for cilia and flagella. They form spindle fibers during cell division. Cilia and flagella don't form spindle fibers. Centriole forms spindle fibers. So this is also incorrect. Their core is called exoneme, which possesses a number of microtubules running parallel to the long axis. This is correct for cilia and flagella. Question number 97. Read the following statements and find out the incorrect statement. First, option A, there are structural similarities and variation in the external morphology and internal structure of the larger living organism, both plants and animal. So this statement will be correct. Why? Because there are, like, if you study the morphology of animal and plant, it is different. Even the anatomy of animals and plants, they are different. Plus, they also have some similarity. B, plants have cells as the basic unit which are organized into tissue, and in turn the tissues are organized into organ. This is also correct statement. Okay, we have a level of organization. Then C, monocots root undergo secondary growth. This will be incorrect because in monocot roots cambium is absent. So cambium is responsible for secondary growth. When the cambium is absent between xylem and phloem, so monocot roots will not show secondary growth. Because of this, it is incorrect. D, auxiliary buds are present in the axil of leaves and are capable of forming a branch or a flower. This is correct. Question number 98. Following divisions of cells in both primary as well as secondary meristem, the newly formed cells became structurally and functionally specialized and lose the ability to divide. So the cells which are formed, they are structurally and functionally specialized, as in the cell gets matured and they have lost the capacity to divide. You need to focus on this statement. Such cells are termed as option 1, meristematic cell and constitute the apical meristem. This will be the wrong option because meristematic cells have capacity to or ability to divide. Then mature cells and constitute the lateral meristem. This option will also be incorrect because of lateral meristem. The cells of the lateral meristem also possess capacity to divide. Permanent cells and constitute the cylindrical meristem. Because of this, it will be incorrect because cylindrical meristem is the second name for lateral meristem and the cells have ability to divide. The correct option will be D. Mature cells and constitute the permanent tissues. Question number 99. Assertion: phloem fibers are made up of collenchymatous cells. The statement will be incorrect because phloem fibers are not made up of collenchymatous cells, they are made up of sclerenchymatous cells. Phloem fibers are generally found in secondary phloem. This statement will be correct. So the answer is option will be D. A is false and R is true. Question number 100. Statement 1. In dicot stem, the epidermis is also referred to as the starch sheath. This is a correct statement. In dicot stem, endodermis referred to as starch sheath. Why? Because the cells of the epidermis are rich in the starch grain. This is also correct. Endodermis cells, they are very rich in starch grain. That is why the layer it is called as starch sheath. So the correct option is D. Statement 1 is true. Statement 2 is also true and statement 2 is the correct explanation of statement 1. 110. Sclerenchyma mainly provides. Now you all need to know the characteristics of sclerenchyma tissue. Sclerenchyma is a dead and lignified tissue and cell wall is hard and non-flexible. So what could be the function of that? Storage tissue to the plants. So this is incorrect. This is a function of parenchyma, not sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma provides mechanical support to the organ of plants. Since I have told you, the cells have thick cell wall and it is non-flexible lignified cell wall that will provide support to the organs of plants. Secretory tissue to the plants, incorrect because of the function of parenchyma. Photosynthetic tissue to the plants, function of parenchyma and collenchyma, not sclerenchyma. Correct answer would be B. 102. endodermal cell show deposition of waxy material submarine in. So read the option 1, sunflower root. Now sunflower is a dicot plant. So deposition of waxy material, deposition of submarine in endodermal cell. Okay, that is seen in the dicot plants. So A is also correct. B in the form of Casparian strip, that is also correct. So answer is both A and B. Why C is incorrect? Because it is mentioned tangial walls only. Okay, that is why it is incorrect. Casparian strip is formed along radial plus tangial walls. 103. Read the following statements. Meristematic tissue is a group of mature cells. This statement will be incorrect. Why? Because meristematic tissue has immature cells, not mature cells. Cells which are able to divide are meristematic cells. Correct. Plants retain the capacity for unlimited growth due to meristematic tissue at certain location. This is also correct. That is why plants show indeterminate growth. A tissue is a group of cells having a common origin and usually performs a common function. This is also correct. So, how many statements are correct? Total 3. Consider the following statement during the formation of primary plant. First statement, during the formation of primary plant body, specific region of apical meristem, what it produces 3 kind of tissue. First is epidermal tissue system, which is also called as a dermal tissue system. Second one, ground tissue system or fundamental tissue system, and vascular tissue. Then second statement, cell which are incompetent for cell division, meaning the cell cannot divide further, are found in permanent tissues. Correct answer is B. 105. Which of the following statement is false for inclusion bodies in prokaryotic cells? First, these are storage granules in the cytoplasm. Correct. Okay. So, example, phosphate granules, cyanoficin granules. Second, they are membranous. This is false statements. They are non-membrane bound organelles. They are not membrane bound organelles in the cytoplasm. C. Phosphate granules, cyanoficin granule and glycogen granules are the example of cell inclusion bodies in bacteria. Correct. Gas vacuole is found in blue-green algae and purple and green photosynthetic bacteria. This is also correct. 106. Recognize the figure and find out the correct matching. If you see, the diagram is given in the NCERT. A is cortex, B is protoderm, C is root apical meristem, D is root cap. The answer will be A. 107. Read the following statements and find out the correct statements. First, xylem parenchyma is the only living component of xylem and phloem fiber is the only dead component of the phloem. This is correct statement. Out of 4, xylem parenchyma is the only living and tracheids, vessels, xylem fibers are dead elements. Out of 4 elements in phloem fiber is the only dead component and sieve tube, companion cell and phloem parenchyma are the living components of phloem tissue. The structure and function of the plant tissue would also be dependent on their location in the plant body. This is also correct. Like epidermis, okay, tissue system, it is an outer covering for the plant body, so it helps in the protection. against the mechanical damage or abiotic stresses. So the structure and function of the plant tissue also depends on the location. See, on the basis of their structure and location, there are three types of tissue system in plant, namely dermal, fundamental and conducting tissue system. This is also correct. Now you all need to know dermal tissue system is also called as epidermal tissue system, fundamental tissue system is also called as ground tissue system, conducting tissue system is also called as vascular tissue system. All three statements are correct. 108. When the bulliform cells in the leaves have absorbed water and are, so when any cell absorbs water, cell swells and became firm. So that particular state, it is called as turgid or turgid cells. When a cell became turgid, the leaf surface is exposed. When they are flaccid, what do you mean by flaccid? The shrink, like when the cell shrink because of water loss or due to water stress, they make the leaves curl inward to minimize water loss. The correct answer is B. 109. Statement 1. Parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma together constitute the complex tissues in plant. This statement will be wrong. Why? Because parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma, they are the example of simple permanent tissue, not complex permanent tissue. Statement 2. Conjoined vascular bundles are usually found in stem and leaves and they have phloem located always on the outer side of xylem. Correct. In stem leaves you find conjoined vascular bundle. Radial vascular bundle is found in roots. The correct answer is B. Only statement 2 is correct. 110. Assertion, plasmids are extra chromosomal DNA. Correct. What do you mean by extra chromosomal DNA? Outside the chromosome. Plasmids, second reason, plasmids are found in bacteria and are useful in genetic engineering. This is also correct, since plasmids are used as a vector to deliver the foreign gene into the host organism. But if you see, reason is not explaining assertion statement, because that is a general definition of plasmid, and reason gives where what is the use or what is the purpose of plasmids. Answer will be B. 111. Longest portion of bacterial flagella is, we know that bacterial flagella is made up of three parts: basal body, hook and filament is the longest part that protrudes out from the plasma membrane. 112. Both apical meristem and intercalary meristem are dash meristem. The answer will be A. They are primary meristem because they appear early in the phase of life and they contribute to primary plant body formation. 113. The best material for the study of structure of cell membrane is RBC of human. This is a direct question. Question number 114. Suppose radioactively labeled deoxyribose nucleotide are introduced into a given cell. In which of the cell structure will the radioactivity eventually become concentrated? First, you all need to know what is deoxyribonucleotides. They are the monomer for synthesizing, or they are the monomer of DNA. So, when it is radio-labeled, radioactivity will be concentrated in which organelle? So, the first one is ER. ER doesn't have DNA. ER doesn't have its own DNA. Second one is nucleus. So in nucleus DNA is present. So activity will be seen in nucleus. Third is mitochondria. So mitochondria also have its own DNA. And fourth is Golgi complex. Golgi complex also they don't have their own DNA. So the answer will be 2 and 3. 115. Which option is wrong? Both chloroplast and mitochondrion have an internal compartment or thylakoid space bounded by thylakoid membrane. Thylakoids are present in chloroplast, not in mitochondria. So this statement will be wrong. B. Both chloroplast and mitochondria contain its own DNA. Yes, correct. That is why they are called as semi-autonomous organelles, because they can synthesize some of their own proteins. Both have 70S ribosomes. Correct. Both are covered by double membrane. This is also correct. 116. Golgi complex plays a major role as energy transferring organelle. No, because they does not trap light. It is a function of chloroplast, not Golgi complex. In formation of glycoproteins and glycolipids. Yes, modification of proteins and lipids is the function of Golgi complex. See, in trapping the light and transforming it into chemical energy, this is a function of chloroplast, not mitochondria. In digesting proteins and carbohydrate, this is a function of lysosomes, not Golgi complex. 117. Match column 1 with column 2. So if you see cyanobacteria is an autotrophic organism, autotrophic bacteria. So it has chromatophores that contain photosynthetic pigment. A. Fimbriae is a bristle-like structure. B. Then pila is elongated structure, and mesosome infolding of plasma membrane or infolding of cell membrane. The answer is B. 118. Statement 1. Primary meristem appears early in life of plant and contribute towards the formation of primary plant body. Correct statement. The meristem which occurs between mature tissues is known as secondary meristem. This will be wrong because it is known as intercalary meristem, not secondary meristem. The answer will be A. Assertion. In dicot leaf, epidermis covers both the upper surface and the lower surface. Correct. Reason. The adaxial epidermis bears more stomata than the abaxial epidermis. Adaxial epidermis is a upper epidermis, abaxial epidermis is a lower epidermis. But we know that adaxial epidermis has or bears less stomata as compared to lower epidermis or abaxial epidermis. So this statement will be incorrect. Not more, it is less stomata than the abaxial epidermis. The answer will be C. 120. Chloroplast may be lens shaped, ovals, spherical, discoid, or even ribbon-like organelles having a variable length. See, chloroplast, they are the organelles that are present in the cytoplasm of the cell. So if you see the unit, okay, it should be in micrometer. A, B and C, the units are given millimeter, meter, centimeter, which is not possible. So direct you can find the correct option. 5 to 10 micrometer in length and 2 to 4 micrometer in width. Question number 121. Which of the following cells are defined by the above characters? The characters are sclerenchymatous cell, much elongated, unbranched and tapering ends, needle-like apex, thick cell wall, dead cell found in secondary phloem. So if you see sieve tube is a living cell. Incorrect option. Phloem parenchyma is also living cell. Incorrect option. Phloem fibers is the correct option because they have thick cell wall, they are dead cells, they found in secondary phloem, absent in primary phloem, needle-like apex, they are elongated and made up of sclerenchymatous cells. Companion and albuminous cells also they are not dead cell, they are living cell. So the option is C. 122. Select the incorrect match. Guard cell, bean shaped, correct. Phloem parenchyma, absent in dicot plants. Okay, it is incorrect because they are absent in monocot plant. They are present in dicot plant. Phloem fibers, bast fibers, correct. Sieve cell, living cell, correct option. Correct match. 123. Which of the following are not considered as the part of endomembrane system? First, mitochondria is not the part of endomembrane system. Endoplasmic reticulum is a part of endomembrane system. Chloroplast is not a part of endomembrane system. Golgi complex is not a part. Golgi complex is a part of endomembrane system. Peroxisome is not a part of endomembrane system. So A, C and E, they are not considered a part of endomembrane system. Match column 1 and with column 2 and select correct option. Rough endoplasmic reticulum, protein synthesis and secretion. Cell wall, provide structural support to the plant. Flagella, responsible for cell movement. Lysosome, digestion, intracellular digestion. So 1. Answer is A. Choose the correct option. Thread-like cytoplasmic strands running from one cell to other are known as plasmodesmata. Correct statement. The xylem and phloem constitute the vascular bundle of the stem. Correct statement. First form xylem elements are described as metaxylem. This is a wrong. First form xylem element, they are called as protoxylem, not metaxylem. Closed vascular bundle possess the ability to form secondary tissue. It should be open vascular bundle because in open vascular bundle cambium is present. In closed vascular bundle cambium is absent and it will not have the ability or capability to produce secondary tissue. So A and B is a correct statement. C and D is a wrong statement. Wrong statements. 126. Match column 1 with column 2. Epidermal tissue system, conducting tissue. Epidermal tissue system, stomata. Ground tissue system, pericycle is a part of ground tissue system. Vascular tissue system, xylem phloem, which is a conducting tissue. The answer is D. 127. Read the following statement about the living plant tissue X, which has irregular thickening. So irregular thickening, is present in the collenchyma permanent tissue, collenchyma tissue. So we need to see which statements are correct regarding collenchyma. First, they may be oval, spherical or polygonal and often contain chloroplast. Yes, correct statement. It is found in the form of a single layered hypodermis of the herbaceous dicot stem. This statement will be wrong because collenchyma is in the form of few layers in the dicot stem. It is mostly found in monocot and root. They are not found, they are absent in monocot and dicot, monocot and roots. 4. The function is to provide mechanical support to growing part of plants such as young stem. Also correct. The function of collenchyma is provide flexibility and mechanical support to the growing plant parts. The answer will be second and third. Are incorrect statements. 128. Statement 1. Interphase nucleus has a loose and distinct network of fibers called chromatin. This is a wrong statement. It is not distinct, it is indistinct. Statement 2. Chromatin contains RNA, DNA and histone protein, but non-histone proteins are absent. This is also wrong statement. Chromatin contains RNA, DNA, histone protein and non-histone proteins also. So answer will be both statement 1 and 2 are incorrect. 129. Sclerites are spherical, oval and cylindrical, highly thickened dead cells with narrow lumen. Yes, correct statement. Sclerites are found in fruit walls of nut, pulp of fruits like guava, pears and sapota, and seed coats of legumes. This is also correct. But if you see, the reason is not explaining assertion. Assertion says the general characteristics about sclerites, and in reason the location of sclerites are given. So answer will be B. Read the following statement with respect to dicot stem and select the correct option. The epidermis is covered with a thick layer of cuticle. Wrong statement. It is thin layer of cuticle. The cells of endodermis are rich in starch grain. Yes, correct. The pericycle is present on the inner side of endodermis and above the phloem in the form of semilunar patches of sclerenchyma. This is also true for dicot stem. The vascular bundles are arranged in a ring. Also true for dicot stem. So the only incorrect statement is statement 1. So 2, 3 and 4 are correct statement. Which of the following is true for nucleolus? First, A option, the content of nucleolus is discontinuous with the rest of nucleoplasm. So this is false. Why? Because the nucleolus is non-membrane bound organelle. Okay, membrane is absent, so the content will be continuous with the rest of the nucleoplasm. B, it is membrane bound structure. This is also incorrect. It is non-membrane bound structure. It takes part in spindle formation. No, the function of nucleolus is rRNA synthesis. It is a site for active ribosomal RNA synthesis. This will be the correct statement regarding nucleolus. Question number 132. Match column 1 with column 2. Kinetochores, disc-shaped structure. Satellite, non-staining region of DNA. Cytoskeleton, proteinaceous structures. And exoneme, cilia. The answer will be D. 133. Statement 1. Mitochondria, unless specifically stained, are not easily visible under the microscope. Correct. The special stain we used to see mitochondria is genus green. Statement 2. Chloroplast and mitochondria are formed by division of pre-existing organelle and they contain DNA but lack protein synthesizing machinery. They have protein synthesizing machinery. They synthesize some of their own proteins. Then answer will be A. Which of the following statements regarding mitochondria is incorrect? Enzymes of electron transport chain are embedded in outer membrane. This is a wrong or incorrect statement regarding mitochondria because it is present on the inner membrane, like complex 1 to complex 5. They are embedded in inner membrane, not in the outer membrane. B. Inner membrane is convoluted with infolding called as cristae, correct. Mitochondrial matrix contains single circular DNA molecule and ribosome, correct. Outer membrane forms a continuous limiting boundary of the organelle, correct. 135. The chloroplast contain chlorophyll and carotenoid pigments, correct statement. In the chromoplast, fat-soluble carotenoid pigments like carotene, xanthophylls and other are present. This is also correct. So the answer will be C. Both statement 1 and 2 are correct. So with this we have finished the discussion of botany paper 3. Thank you.